Say what you want about Renfri, but this has to be one of the strongest Scoia'tael decks that I've played in a very long time. And one of the main obstacles that dragons normally have is that they're very polarizing. So you either have very expensive cards or very inexpensive cards. But right now what Scoia'tael does well is thinning, especially with Precision Strike leader ability, because with this leader here, you get to use your leader charges, then get a Brocklon Sentinel, and on Death Blow also summon all copies of Self from your deck to this row. Notice how we have 2 copies in the deck, so we're getting 2 thins right away, and with Mahakam Volunteers getting a provision buff from 5 down to 4, we're getting a 3rd thin at a very good cost, and then obviously you go and want to play Renfri's Gang. Another thin, 12 provisions, 12 points. It's a no-brainer. We have a lot of tempo, a lot of thinning early on so that we can draw into what's important in the late game. And with this deck, you don't mind using leader to win on even or just to stay in around in round 1 because it's going to help us out. And Renfri likes when you spend leader early. So they complement each other very well. I know you're thinking, hey Q, what if I draw into bricks? You got 3 pairs of thinning. I understand. We have cards like Mirk here, which is going to actually help us fix that problem and preventing it from happening again in the future. So with this one here, draw a dragon and then move a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. And of course we get the order payoff and the lineage payoff. But the consistency payoff is what really helps us out. So the sooner we get out the Sentinels, the sooner we get out the Volunteers, the better. I like to hold on to Gang till a little bit later because Gang is a lot of points. We don't really want to waste it, you know? But then you got basically a round 3 with all these crazy golds that are just game-winning golds almost on their own sometimes. So dragons, I feel, are misunderstood or not understood. So we'll have a look here and explain what each of them does. We have villain. So with this here, lineage is a keyword that was introduced with the rework of the dragons. At the start of the game, boosts up with the number of dragons in your starting deck. Okay, so you get a boost on top of this amount here. Destroy the highest power unit with an S on the battlefield, excluding dragons you control. So if they have units that are the same power that happen to be the highest units on the battlefield, it will destroy all of them, much like a Scorch in at 11 provision. Just an FYI, okay? Now, what we can do in order to set that up properly is either leader pings, Bothana Archer pings, Bowman pings, Berserker Luck, Skirmisher pings. We got a lot of different stuff. The Waylay that comes off Saskia, but the easiest way is if you're playing Mirk. With this one here, draw a dragon. We talked about that part there. Order, damage an enemy unit by 1, charges 0 at the start of your game. Set the charges to match the number of lineage, basically. So we get 5 charges, because we have 5 dragons. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, Saskia is a dragon. And so we get 5 charges of damage to even out their board. You'll notice the rest of the deck, besides our dragons, don't go tall. The tallest we go is 6. We're very safe. You play Dwarven Chariot on ranged row, so this only stays at 3 power instead of boosting itself by 4 in melee. Just so that we're not going above 6. A lot of decks right now are going tall. We have Nausicaa Sergeant spam. We got a lot of these greedy decks going around, so we're going to be punishing something, okay? During the gameplay, I actually used the tactical advantage, and I had no problem with it, but once I hopped in the deck builder here to talk about the deck a little bit, I wanted to change it to Crystal Skull, so I'll publish it with this version here because we want to make sure we don't have these locked. And the power is great, but we want to be able to save that if we need it. So I sacrificed the 1 point. We went with a little bit of a safer option, which is fine. Now, Ockfist is probably my favorite dragon. Lineage and spawn Cataclysm on the opposite row for 2 turns. Timer 3, damage all enemy units by 1. So not only is it a point slam, Cataclysm basically plays for 6 points, assuming no armor. And then on timer 3, we get to damage the whole board. There are some decks that rely on having a crazy board state in order to win a game. This shuts down that entire strategy off the get-go. So we have crazy tall punish, we have crazy wide punish, we have engine removal with Mirk. Then we have just a finisher, right? Xanthus' Blade, lineage, while in hand or deck or battlefield, right? So whenever a unit's destroyed, banished, I can't even read. Whenever a unit's destroyed or banished during your turn, boost self by 1. So yeah, it starts off about 1 base power plus the 5. So, 6, whatever. we just start killing stuff with leader, with pings, with other stuff, and you can imagine that this could finish around 15 points if we play our cards right. So, nice finisher that we hold at the end. Because we're playing Synthesis Blaze at the end of the game, it makes it so that Ike is very consistent. And Ike's not a dragon, but it works alongside with dragons very well. Deploy if you have a dragon in your hand, gain Zeal. Order, destroy an enemy unit with 9 or more power. So this is like getting an inexpensive Geralt of Rivia. See? We're comparing it to a 10 provision card now. It's doing the same thing at 2 provisions less because we have dragons. And because we're playing this last, you can imagine this could be second to last, no problem, right? So I like that really much in that space, you know, just another tall punish just in case. So we have that there. Saskia is just more flexible. Saskia is a little bit more effective than playing Synthesis. I don't think this deck really benefits from having this dragon in here, which is why I didn't put it. But Saskia is nice. You can either spawn and play Waylay, Tempering, or Caress. You play Tempering if you have Berserkers on the board or something you need to keep alive. Otherwise, you're always going to go with the Deadeye, and you're never going to go with the Young Dryad into the Caress. It's just not what we're looking for in this case, unless you really need the Purify, which it's completely understandable. Try to get the Sentinels on the board if that's the case, just so at least you get the Vitality as well. But it's usually the other 2 that we're going for. I have a lock just in case I don't have the stuff I need to kill something as soon as they play it. You guys know I like Direct Array, especially in Renfri decks. It feels really good. Double Chariot, one of my favorite bronze Scoia'tael cards in the game. It's defensive, it's offensive when it helps pad up something that does damage, and it's just a nice, really proactive card in a control deck. So I like it a lot there. Normally I would go 1 archer. In this deck I go 2 archers because I'm confident that with all the pings on stuff, we have what it takes to get the death blow. Normally we're going to be playing this on melee for the 3 reach. Plus we get a Deadeye if we kill something. So all the better. And I tested this interaction on range, damage 2 units by 1. Because it does them at the same time, I think it's only 1 proc for the Blaze, by the way, instead of 2. So just an FYI. We have Bowman. I just think it's a solid card. Usually plays for 6 points, but it can play for 7 points. Just the damage reach is really good. 4 base body with some damage. Doesn't hurt anyone except for them. So it is what it is. And Dwarven Skirmisher, probably one of my favorite dwarves, believe it or not. The 6 damage that it provides is really good reach in a lot of situations. The fact that we can float it is even better. It just feels super, super consistent. Now, some considerations for this deck. It's damn near perfect as it is, but you could put Squirrel if you want. It's a tech that you can make, and I have no problem with that. You'd put in maybe in place of one of the Bowmen, but it's not mandatory. I didn't see a lot of need for it in this video, and I don't think I'm going to be swapping it in right now. I kind of like the extra points, but that could work. And I had Barnabas in there in my earlier version. Barnabas could be very good. If you're going to be playing Barnabas, you want to make sure maybe you take out the Regare and you put in Morenn, because you want to have the extra Dryad just in case, because Dryads are harder to find in this deck because we use leader early on. I have other Dwarfs, I have other Elves, but we don't have any other Dryads. Now I can make one off Saskia, but that's not ideal. So if you want to go Barnabas, you're probably cutting Ike, which hurts, and then you got to take out the Regare to put the Morenn. But that's another way you could take this deck. All in all, I think it's great. I went through the gauntlet so you don't have to, and I think this works perfectly well the way that it is. I went to 2450 without losing, so it was pretty good. And yeah, give it a try for yourself. I hope I don't play against this at all, but if I do, you know, I built it, so I'll destroy it, you know what I'm saying? But as always, guys, I appreciate you supporting the channel. Let me know if you guys have any other recommendations for decks that you want me to play. I talked about doing Rain soon, so a little bit of a spoiler. I got a Balance Council video I'm going to be dropping soon, and I have to showcase the decks that you guys made and submitted through Discord soon. I'm thinking about doing a giveaway at 15K. Keep in mind, we got 300 subs to go, so if you know any friends that are getting into Gwent, let them know about the channel, and we can make this happen together. But yeah, enough talking for me. It's been a solid 10 minutes, so I'm going to get into the gameplay. Enjoy, guys, and see you for the next one. All right, first up here we got Northern Realms. Pincer maneuver. Blue coin. We got to get rid of the doubles, obviously, so Renfri's gang goes back. Don't think we need Peller. It's not bad. On an empty board, I like to get down the Chariot because then we can go in and play Berserker secondly, and then we get the most turns out of it.
It is how I punish those who irritate.
Okay, so they're trying to do the whole shuffle thing. Let's lock that. Normally, I wouldn't lock Radovid, but in a matchup like this, it feels like he's worth a lot more points than just 2 and a consistency, right? Because of all the shuffle stuff. Definitely want to get the Berserker down quickly, and then we can maybe go into Volunteers and do the Thin. So Temple. The problem about Temple, when they play it early round, you're not really as ahead as you think you are. So you have to play in further because it might just be an Onseus. I guess now you can hover over Temple. Part of me just likes to leave it a surprise. I'm so used to it. Just pad that up. Take a Thin, make it look pretty. What's nice is that we're actually just putting down, for the most part, bronze cards here. We're already at 30 points. Leader ping on the siege is an option, but I don't really want to start spending leader this early, you know? It's tempting, though. Roll the random ping, 25% chance. We're never going to hit that, but... we have Skirm reach on it. Okay, All God coming down at 4 is kind of weird. That means 1 offering, not 2. Usually when you're committing to an All God, you probably want to do both offerings. Unless you were Shoop. Honestly tempted just to remove that in case they purify, but also just to get the death blows. The siege by itself, without crew, is not very scary. 39 to 11, we get the point on the pass. So Kyr Saren's very slow. I think that they're just trying to max the greed here. They go up to 22. We go technically up, yeah. So they'll be able to click, and that's all great. Another ranger? It's not enough. No way. Okay, so we have an Arch Griffin player. So are they hoping to boost that up and then go into round 2 and bleed? 29 points is quite a bit. And it barely gets ahead, too. That's the problem with Archgriffin right now. Or it's always been, I guess. So we did well. We came out of the round 2 card advantage. If we could defend bleed, then we're doing even better. One of the gang goes back easy. It's risky to take another mulligan, but yeah. I want to get through the deck. I don't want to draw the sentinels. So they bleed. They bleed with the squire. We get a free Finn. It tempos if they pass here, 2-card advantage. It's still very good.
Long live etc.
Could purify that, maybe. Could just try to kill it. Aukfist into a bleed is actually very nice to defend it. We gotta save Vil for when they go tall, but if I play Vil too early, the Archgriffin won't come out. This does get me ahead. And the order, so we can maybe play Peller on a slower turn. Next turn, save the golds.
Gladly help.
Okay.
Live to see it.
It actually works out pretty well for me, though. It's like a wasted luck. We have the answer in our hand.
Ye who wander on the gale, ye we summon, ye we call.
Surely we just sink the damage at this point instead of trying to take the armor off the knight.
We met. I don't recall.
So if they go for a huge 30-point last play, it's not... This is tough. I don't want to crank leader. Maybe we just play the dragon at 8s. What's it gonna be? Yeah. So we defended two cards going into round 3. I have 8's Hull Punish if they play Griffin from hand. And if Vil doesn't work, it's actually very good. Skirm, Ike. Oh my gosh, man. And then we just have Sentinels in the deck. This is perfect. If we take one mulligan, I feel like we're going to mess it up. We just got to do something proactive here. This is one of the few plays. It's control, it's proactive. Okay, so they're trying to go for just the low unit approach, I see. Kind of messes things up a little bit. We go Vil here just because we can. Demands punish immediately, or just going low unit. They're not going to get the most value out of the vial because they don't want to click it. It's going to be... War Elephant. It's been a minute since I've seen this card. Couple different ways we can go about this. We kill off those tokens so they don't get the crew boost, first of all. Opportunity to play Skirm. We could double Skirm, they play something else. I just don't want to use too much damage because then we're not going to have anything to kill after. It's kind of a weird situation. Erlin comes down at 10, so Erlin dies. Wait! They boosted it? So now they have 210? Yeah. Oh, man. Alright, we have Scoia'tael, Guerilla Tactics. You know how it is. Put the pairs back like that. Because they thin both out of deck. We have the other Mahakam in hand. I feel like Bowman's a throw card unless... Really depends. Red coin, I like Bowman. Playing against movements, so if you guys are looking for a good movement deck, I posted a couple in the last couple weeks. So definitely go and check those ones out. This is more like Harmony, though. Ethereum left unchecked is massive. We have to remove that immediately. Don't underestimate that card. Ethereum is what sets up a huge round for Harmony in round 1. And then they just put Scenario down on you and all this stuff. It's actually such a good 5 provision card. Ethereum and Chameleon. The combo is crazy. And we get the second one out. Okay. So I'm going to give it the same treatment here. Unfortunately, it's actually worth overkilling. Just pad that up. And then we could take some inexpensive thinning. We can either go Mahakam down and just look for a pass soon, or we could play Berserker to be smart and then look for a pass. That's a very low tempo play.
Blood! Blood!
We'll just do this and try to catch them. If they stay in long enough, we get the extra kill. Too good to be true. One more turn would have been so great. Either way, the only real commitment was leader, and you could do that with this deck. Okay, straight for the brick. Pallor could be good if we run into poison. With Harmony, you might see some of that. Couple locks as well. Sometimes you see Morenn or the Elf lock as a Harmony proc as well. You get Renfri for free, so stratagems are good. After setting lowest, that would bring a... That's only if we have the Skirmisher on the board. Otherwise, it's playing for 6. Ish. So more cards the better, honestly. Listen, a normal person would probably pass on Saskia, but me, when I see Saskia thinning out that card of all cards, I'm pushing. Okay? There's a reason why I only play Saskia with engines, because when cards shuffle out for 4 points in today's game, it's not fun. So hopefully we can hit Saskia before that resolves. There you go. We get the AoE damage, but it's only going to be for like 3 points. So it was more about plugging that down, get rid of Saskia, and see what else you got, right? Because now they got to start thinking, okay, do I have a Shiru or do I have a Scenario? Usually the movement version isn't running the whole Dana play, but not to say they can't. I think we go for the Dryad because it has the Harmony tag. We just clean that off the board. We take some of the armor off the Berserker as well, which is nice. We're not up by that many points, but I've got a lot left, you see. Oh man, that's going to be a good kill. Might as well get the finisher here, put that back. We take thin finisher maybe, or we bleed in with the destroy tallest and then the 2 thins and hold the finisher. Destroy tallest is pretty much their only win con right now is the Percival, so we take that out no problem. We don't have to waste energy going through all of the shield stuff. So let's kill some other stuff like that. Get rid of this engine as well. I know I'm going to give them Harmony procs back, but I want to get rid of any engine potential. And the only thing they have going on is that Percival. It's going to die, so. We can't do anything about that. I could try to roll Crystal. Yeah. We bricked our card. Nice. At the expense of taking Crystal Skull, if this lives, I'm happy with that. We'll just play the other one here. We're comfortably up. That's the thing about the lowest provision card from your deck. The fact that they're 4 puts it with a lot of other stuff we don't want to pull. I like how I was complaining about getting just 6 points or whatever with the boost lowest condition, but then we get no, like 0 points because we would have had that card thinned out regardless. So they lose 11, 13 if they can proc it. If we boost up the 1 and we play the Renfri's gang, we stay out of that range, you know what I mean? Yeah, okay. So they would have been able to finish that. It's not a bad pass there, but you feel like you gotta just play in a little bit, right? I'm worried about 3 6s if they have Shiru, but maybe we should have boosted like a 4 and surely. So they get rid of 18. Wait, why did you boost it twice? Then it's only playing for 9. Regardless, it wouldn't tempo. Yeah. GG's. Alright, and for the third game here we have Skellige, Patricidal Fury. Okay, so brick number 1 goes back. We have the dwarf in place. Archers are not great in round 1 because they have a lot of armor. They're going to be looking to get the payoff for the raids down early. So there's an armor ceiling on that, which makes the archer kind of weird. I don't like playing Renfri's gang first, but we need proactivity, so yeah, as I expected here. Having berserkers without chariots isn't great. They're probably going to end up being sponges for raids. So just back to back. They get both of them on red coin, which is exactly what they want. Might as well take the fin.
Hi-ho, hi-ho.
Man, I love Sunset Gaming. Everyone has just like pure premium decks. It's aesthetic. Except for me. I think I'm missing Saskia here. Yeah. So we'll get rid of BT3, make it more of a BT2 thing. We just get the free pass. Honestly, I didn't really commit anything. They didn't commit anything either. It's almost like a fresh start, assuming we're one card down, you know? We just have to push. If we're going to push, let's see what we get, though. I just feel like long round 3 against Warriors is terrible. And we have a brick. Missing 2 important cards. Sort of limits the way we can push this. I think Saskia trades poorly in round 3, so I'm going to play Saskia here. Just go for more of a defensive route. We have a Berserker in hand. At least make it count. Because Gutting Slash now plays for 6. Stunning Blow is going to play for what? 7? Just not a lot to play. We still get a free card to play, though. Just not really looking like a bleed.
We serve her who is virgin, mother, and crone.
So that'll be the 3rd one they played. For the content. You know what? They're going to kill that. I'm going to go in and kill the 3. We're going to get a Deadeye off of it. Just sucks that it gets pinged now. We're going to get a Deadeye going soon. Crank Leader, take a Renfri. We get space. Except Cranking Leader means playing the brick from hand. Okay. That was kind of a weird flex. I think they might have thought that they can damage and then do the second one. They really should have went for the Skirmisher here. At this point, I might be getting greedy, but I have to find the card back. Look, this won't tick for 3 turns in a long round, so we'll go for the damage here. They're not going to know what to choose, whether it be the Skirm or whether it be the Ockfist. They don't understand this. Or they're just not... What? If you know, it is 1 power, but if you kill it, you're going to be getting the value for Morenn. You're going to be getting the -3 damage that we have. That's twice now. Savagery, there you go. Honestly, they got on a 5, we stay at 13. Might take a gold card. They would need 9 points off a card. I can't go all the way in because the leader is bricked. I would have at least went a turn further with Leader and Renfri if we could have. Looked for maybe at the end of your turn +4, or round rather. Fukusha. Yeah, good trade. We trade Fukusha for Ockfist, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. So we still have what it takes to get rid of Tyr. I still have some tall punish. We don't have bricks because we drew into the sentry or sentinel. Sentry, I've been playing too much movement. I don't love the Peller though. In this situation, I don't think we're gonna need him. So now we have to deal with really strong bronze cards. Tyr worth 1,000,000 points. Sov worth 1,000,000 points. They're so tall with their raids that I don't necessarily want to give them all the points on melee. We might as well get a couple dwarves out of it that we can keep. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. Nothing to lock. Too early to play Tall Punish. Too early to play Renfri.
The realm of the living severs your chain. Abandon now your mortal stain.
I guess. Doesn't do anything. It's a start.
Our world is in harmony.
It's a lock, it's also a leader, but I think it's going to be our only lock that we take. Because if they play Tyr, then I just kill it the turn it's played. Blood Eagle with 6 damage, it's crazy. Into Vabuorn.
Blood for foul blood!
It's a War of Clans. Into the card they don't know how to use. I don't know. We don't have a lot of points, and pretty soon we're going to have to actually play Vil. To be honest, I missed some points on that right here. We should have just killed the 2s, and we would have had an extra point on the dragon. After split 6 is probably safest. That's our lowest. I want to go for the stratagem so that if they do try to hit down the Vil, we can actually boost them back up, you know? Raids are worth too much. So Sov isn't playing for anything. And then if Vil sticks, and then Arnjolf is going to get killed. I think they missed here. I'm just surprised they didn't take Tyr off of... I guess they had no more reses? Because they went Vabuorn for clans, right? Here comes Big Sov. 19 points. Alright, we're going to plug and pray. The issue here, though, Champion's Charge just domes it, but I don't play it, and oftentimes you don't need it, so I'm hoping for the best, and I actually should have just paid attention right here. You want to put Crystal Skull for sure on Vil in case they're running Jenge, but again, it's one of those cards that you don't see as much. But if I'm just nitpicking. So, I guess we get rid of that. Would have been nice if I had some way to knock that down one... Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah. We're just good. We're just good. It's fine. So they didn't play Tyr because they thought it was going to die? Alright. Next up here we have Patricidal Fury, Skellige again. Back-to-back games, same faction, same archetype. Same warlord. Different coin. I like to be in this position much better. And because Warriors round 1's not very good, play Chariot on melee. So a half brew. I see this sometimes where they have one half brew, one raging bear for the stove, just in case. I think the half brew is kind of awkward most of the time for me. There's so many cards in the bronze end I just want to play for Skellige besides a half brew in Warriors. I gotta figure out how to get ahead quickly. So it's a veteran. It's kind of a sad turn. 6-point Freyas. Yikes. If I hit the one here, it kills. If we don't hit armor, we get ahead. Of course. Yeah. Damn, we should have used 2. I feel like as a warrior player, you just want to get out in round 1 and then defend.
We're the best regiment in the whole plowing north.
And that feeling is why I don't play warriors often. But when warriors survive the bleed, they do very well in round 3, so... Okay, gang. Peller can go. I feel like the only time Peller's going to get a lot of value here is if they take tier round 2. They get resilience. Trolled in Warriors is very strong. It gives them that much more reach on any sort of raid play. We gotta kill this. Savagery, okay. Saskia might die because they have trolled out, so trolled with the bear plus. Early brand just to kill it. I guess that's kind of smart, though. It's fully dead. Go for the lowest power so we can actually get that kill off. Now I'm kind of desperate, so leader goes. Renfri would be good here for 1 to 10 and a pass. I wouldn't really want to use that second leader though unless we get stuck. Okay, 1. kind of a random... I guess they just want to not kill it, but just kill... They're trying to save leader.
They'll pay for my stolen birthright.
Spawn base opposite means we get the PF leader. Arnulf's kind of a big deal. Plus a little bit of extra reach. Oh, damn. I could have padded that up. They kill it anyways, though. Anything they play is going to do more than 3 damage. Wow, that would have saved us. Yeah, put back one of these archers and then let's not forget this time. I still have gang to help us out a little bit more. Archer is actually a fairly high tempo play.
You've
7
done it already.
plus
Are they
1.
gonna kill you again?
Okay, we have to. Look, Sov at 19, if they can't get through it, it's over. Basically 2-0. And then we just leave that in archer range. We try to play in for 3. So they go minus 19 and minus 3 points. Okay. Chances are we're not going to be able to hit that. 1 gutting. 2 guttings. It's not worth using yet. Curse of Lust.
You heard about Tridam Ultimatum?
Still a lot of points. 53 to 25. We have full leader. They're probably going to have to spend theirs here. Just sucks that we don't get that 13.
Got my scar?
They had champion charge this whole time, so we wouldn't have gotten away. They need 9 points and 1. Okay, so tier coming down here for resilience. Gets him up by 2. So I guess we have the ability to take their tier if that's the best thing we've got from leader. And then we get the +4, so we have a little bit of an advantage over them and a pretty good top deck. Hawkfist would be even better. Door's okay. So we wait. They have an awkward first turn. Eventually we could take leader and then we can use Ike and kill. It's going to have to be lock on that so they don't get Bloodthirst off Rain. Like it matters. You never click half roof for 1 Rain, but...
Ariel's been chosen. The gods speak to him.
I can't afford to just give free cards. We're gonna have to take this now. I'm not playing that for 6. And we can't play Ike last because we have to put the dragon down last, so it's the best gonna be. That it's a Blood Eagle at 3. No more good gold cards. So we just take that by a few. Nice.